It is powered by Proper 12 Irish whiskey. The Mexican 6 years the elder of the American. It is Favela that stands 2 inches taller, and a bit of a weight miss for the Phoenix veteran. Josie Stortz weighed in at 128.7. She will have a slight reach advantage. To get our night officially underway here on Access, here is Joe Martinez.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are set to go live from Fight Church here in Kansas City, Kansas. This is Invicta on Access TV. Rodriguez versus Torquato. It's all going down tonight live in Kansas City. And we're set to go with this attraction. 3 rounds scheduled in the flyweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. She's a freestyle fighter standing 5 feet 7 inches tall. Weighing in officially 125.5 pounds in 2 professional fights. She stands perfect with 2 victories and no defeats. Presentando la niña invicta desde San Juan de Rio, Mexico, la Leona, Maria Jose Favela. And across the cage, her opponent, fighting out of the red corner. She is a mixed martial artist standing 5 feet 5 inches tall. She weighed in over the flyweight limit at 128.75 pounds. She too is perfect inside the cage. 2 victories and no defeats. Fighting out of and representing Kansas City, Missouri. Here is the Skull Crusher, Josie Stortz. And your referee in charge of the action is Zach Tybris.
Big night for the flyweights as we crown a new champion at 125 pounds. And our first fight of the night features flyweights as Maria Jose Favela takes on Josie Stortz. TJ DeSantis, Megan Anderson, Julie Kedzie inside Fight Church, Kansas City's Pal Gym. Appreciate you joining us live on Access. Our clock powered by Jujumi. Favela in the black, the pink and black is Stortz.
And I'm liking the motion of Stortz so far, TJ. The fakes and feints are really, they're selling.
Stortz talked about employing a wrestling game here, but also believed that it would be Favela that would try to bully her. We'll see if this gets in the clinch early or if these ladies elect to stand at space and try to trade. Stortz taking the center of the cage. Favela comes high with the kick. Trying to close the distance now with some punches is Stortz into the clinch.
It's just a beautiful transition there, blending the striking in with the takedowns, looking for those opportunities. I think that's going to be a huge factor for her if she wants to blend everything together. It's going to set up what she wants to do best.
Yeah, and I like the way she's digging for that leg and also using the shoulder and the head pressure there to put Favela on her guard or off her balance.
Tonight, it is the debut on Access TV for Invicta FC, and we're back coming up on June 11th for the Phoenix Series. If you've seen a Phoenix event before, you know how unique this format is. It's the most exciting event in combat sports with 3 fights in 1 night for the winner. Don't miss the Phoenix Series coming up June 11th, only on Access TV.
And Favela has to be pretty careful here. Stortz has some pretty good submission wins on her amateur and pro record. Looks like she's back on her feet, though.
Keeping the pressure on is Favela, but Stortz able to reverse the position, putting Favela on the fence.
She's doing a really good job of utilizing her forehead to control the neck and the head of Favela, which is a really important position for looking for those takedowns.
This pressure here from Stortz is pretty much what she said she was going to employ, and it's really wearing to have to support your opponent's weight as they press you against the fence, but trying to nullify that is Favela with that plum, but now working a single leg of Stortz.
Yeah, that was a really nice transition, TJ. You know, Favela had a good plum. Again, I love the way she switched and pushed the head there. Stortz, you know, went for the leg there, but I love what Favela just did there.
Just beautiful, just grabbing the chin, angling out towards that open side. Beautiful, beautiful switching in positions.
And those back elbows from Stortz right there are very smart. She also needs to get her back square against that cage and to cheese grate Favela off of her back to get out of danger right there.
We are on Twitter tonight at Invicta Fights. Use the hashtag Invicta on Access. Joe Martinez getting some love, some much deserved love. The way he says the Spanish names, it's something special. Touch over 90 seconds remaining here in this opening round. Very tactical battle here up against the fence as Stortz needs to be careful to not give up her back, and I think she's really respecting the angle of attack right now by Favela.
And I like the way Favela isolated that arm and held on to it. She put herself in a really good position to maintain her balance. Megan, tell me what's going on. I can't quite see from that angle.
Look, Favela, while was in a dominant position, I did not like how she tried to jump for that back take. It was not, when you're looking at MMA, particularly at this level, you want position over jumping for things that aren't necessarily going to prove dividends. And so now, whilst jumping for that, she's lost a good top position. She lost controlling position, which is not what she wants against somebody who is coming in a little bit heavier because of the missing weight.
That's true, and also the time of this transition here, not the best time to end up in bottom position with the round, expiring in less than a minute. So this is a big moment for Stortz here to try to cement this round in her favor.
There's very heavy shoulder pressure coming from Stortz. I like the way she's using that to control and make Favela kind of concentrate on locking her down. But, with the shoulder pressure, you don't want to get hit, so you want to lock her body down.
Oh,
nicely
beautiful.
done.
Back on the feet, coming up on the final 10 seconds here in this opening round between these flyweights back at space. Five minutes in the books between church flyweights inside the Invicta FC cage. Josie Stortz in the pink and black taking on Maria Favela. Megan, how do you see that first round?
Well, the judges, we have open scoring here in Kansas City, so it was a 10-9 all round for Josie Stortz. And, I feel like with that takedown at the end of the top position, really won her that fight. And I really would love to see, Favela not get into these positions. If she wants to win, she needs to keep it standing. She needs to start throwing some higher volume and not let Stortz kind of get on a roll.
Favela landed a nice right hand, and it caused Stortz to go right into wrestling mode. She got a takedown for a brief moment, now up against the fence.
She has, Favela has some beautiful takedown defense on the cage. She switches her hips really well. She gets those frames in and is not enabling Stortz to be able to lower her center of gravity and look for those takedowns.
Knowing that the judges went against her, Favela's going to have some sense of urgency here in round number 2, Julie, to try to get the momentum and pace of the fight on her side.
Absolutely, TJ. And, I think urgency is kind of what got her in trouble in that first takedown in this round. That kind of gave Stortz the opening to grab her leg. But I love that clinch position that she does right there when she grabs the head. She just has to be careful that she gets off the cage, that she doesn't leave anything out, because Stortz is going to grab a leg, she's going to grab an arm, she's going to grab whatever she can to try to get that takedown.
This is the exact sort of pressure that Stortz talked about wanting to implement in this fight, making Favela uncomfortable here against the fence. But that said, Stortz has been able to get the takedown here in round 2.
She has. And, I'm a huge fan of, like Megan said, I'm a huge fan of the way Favela is fighting off of the cage. But Stortz that's just a whole lot of pressure she's putting on her.
It really is. And with the open scoring, we definitely know now why she was given the 10-9 round.
Nice.
That pressure is beautiful.
Nice strike and answer there with the head kick by Favela. We'll see if she can build off that. 3 minutes remain in round number 2.
We saw Favela use that frame to get the knee to the head kick. And she has to be careful. I think it's retraction of limbs. Don't leave anything out there. Get out of the way.
So one thing I'm noticing for Favela is she's putting 100% into everything that she throws, which is leaving her open for Stortz to be able to level change, go under those hips and look for the takedown. I think if she sets them up a little bit more, uses her jab, utilizes her feints, she's not going to be able to be in those positions where she doesn't want to be in, like here.
And one thing Stortz said is that she's really excited to be able to utilize the new grappling, the new wrestling skills that she's been honing in Albuquerque. And you can see we've already seen some great takedowns and some really beautiful pressure from her.
Just past the halfway point of this fight in round number 2, when you Talk about Stortz again. She missed weight. We'll see if that factors at all the later this fight goes. If she had a pretty tough cut, that could work against her, Megan, as far as the cardio is concerned.
It really could. And with Favela in the clinch, she's utilizing those knees to the body, which could potentially do a lot of damage. Oh, beautiful.
So it's the classic grab the head and arm and pull them over. We see so much, and it actually worked there for Favela. She has to be careful of that triangle, though. Again, Stortz had some pretty good triangle wins. Oh, was that a kick to the face?
Referee did not call it, so it goes by the wayside for now. But Favela in top position. We'll see if she can try to make something happen, but Stortz able to counter back inside the clinch.
I just feel like in those moments, Stortz is just able to scramble slightly better. She's slightly faster. She's slightly more aggressive in those moments, which is putting Favela on the back foot and enabling Stortz to kind of just catch her rhythm and dominate in what she wants to do.
I think you're right, but now we see Favela with the double underhooks, applying her own pressure, and she's got some pretty vicious knees.
And she needs to work. She needs to do something from these positions. I really want to see if she can kind of come back with this striking in the second half of this round.
Yeah, I'd like to see her let her hands go. Maybe not worry about kicks so much as they've been grabbed. And just, let's see the Mexican boxing now.
You mentioned the kicks. For wrestlers, they view kicks almost as handles, Julie. Trying to get that takedown. 30 seconds left here in round number 2.
I really would love to see Favela mix up her levels. I want to see her jabbing the body, setting up that big right hand. I think if she level changes just a little bit, she's going to have a lot more success.
Nice right hand by Favela, finds a home. Final 10 seconds here in this round. We are back inside Fight Church. We are headed to round number 3 between these flyweights. Josie Stortz representing Jackson Wink MMA in the pink and black, taking on the Invicta newcomer in Maria Favela. TJ DeSantis, Megan Anderson, Julie Kedzie. It is Invicta on Access. Megan, how do you see round number 2?
Man, that was a much closer round than the first round. And I think with the open scoring, a couple of the judges have it even. 19-19 going into this third round.
Oh, wow.
I think that whoever wins this round wins the fight.
That was a beautiful overhand right we just saw from Josie Stortz, who we were talking about altitude earlier. She's looking very fresh in this third round.
Favela tried to sell that as a bit of a slip, Julie. Did you think that was a knockdown?
I'm not sure. She popped right back up. You know, it's hard to say. I think we'll see how the judges score that. I don't know if it was a knockdown, but it was definitely a hard shot.
And anything really could play a factor here. As we mentioned, open scoring has our judges in agreement 19-19. So really everything on the line here as we enter the final 4 minutes between these flyweights. Got to believe that the momentum is on the side of Josie Stortz. So Favela's got to do something and, do so in a hurry, Megan. What does she need to do? Because she's got to get aggressive, but she can't get too reckless and let this one slip away.
Yeah, I think, that last round, I think the judges scored at 10-9 to Favela, and she needs to utilize that momentum. I think being more aggressive, looking for high volume, not giving up those takedowns are going to be crucial in this round. I think whoever gets a takedown will win this round.
I think that, and I also think the way she just circled away is going to be vitally important. She needs to do that. She's to circle away after combinations, not stay solid, not stay flat, because that's where Stortz is going to find her openings.
And that's where she's been getting caught with the takedowns, is she's stationary, she's not creating these angles, so I think those angles are going to be perfect, like you said, Julie.
I like the creativity we're seeing from Stortz, like that up jab. That was quite nice. And again, that circling off that Favela just did. That is absolutely what she needs to do to get momentum in this round and find her shot.
She's also starting to mix up her levels. She's kicking the leg, she's hitting the body, she's punching the body, she's going for the head. And I think presenting those different options, those different targets is going to make Stortz hesitate a little bit when she enters the pocket.
Josie Stortz, a veteran of the Phoenix Tournament. Invicta FC is back with the Phoenix Tournament coming up on June 11th, only on Access TV. If you've seen a Phoenix event before, you know you are in store for one of the most exciting events in combat sports. Do not miss the Phoenix Tournament, Friday, June 11th, only on Access. Stortz going for a takedown here just past the halfway point of this third and final round.
she really, Favela really needs to get those legs split and, yeah, find a way to circle off here. Not worry about the knees so much as worry about the escape. Yeah, like that. Oh,
No.
well, almost out of that.
Beautiful.
Nice
Beautiful
follow through.
capitalization.
Yeah, nice follow through from Stewarts. She stayed right on it. That's exactly what you need to do.
It wasn't the prettiest, but it was effective as she is in a very all-important top position here. Under 2 minutes left here for Storts to try to put this one away for herself. Elbow to the body there.
And you can see she's tempting that head and arm. You can see Favela wraps up around the head there to try to prevent some of the strikes. And this is where, you know, Storts can play up and down with her pressure. You know, pressure on the upper body, pressure on the lower body, look to pass, look to strike.
Favela's urgency right now needs to be next level. She needs to look for that underhook, which she's getting right now. She needs to hip out. She needs to escape. She needs to look to get up or reverse position, because if she continues here any longer with 90 seconds left, this fight is not hers.
Oh, you can see Storts moving to full mount.
Oh, beautiful grapevine position there.
Not where Maria Favela wants to be. Josie Storts in full mount with a minute left in this fight. Short elbows. The corner of Favela, very urgent here, trying to will her to get back to her feet, make something happen.
And the problem with grapevining is that it does kind of cut away your ability to hit, but she's doing a nice, because you can't really get the momentum of lifting up. But Storts is doing a nice job of those inside elbows. Nice
arm
head and arm
triangle,
lock up.
Some time here for Storts to try to finish this one by stoppage.
Favela's doing a really good job of what they say, answering the phone, but now the arm's all the way over the head.
Thumbs up there by Favela.
She's got her arm
And
back,
the
which is
arm
nice.
is free. But huge momentum on the side of Josie Storts as we are approaching the final seconds of this third and final round.
And Favela has positioned herself on the cage. If she can get her back to that cage, it's hard, easy to say, hard to do. Oh, nice.
Elbows here
Heavy
for the skull
pressure.
crusher, but the bell sounds. Josie Storts, got to believe, really put that one on ice with that full mount ride. Megan, the time expires, and so I think the hopes expire as well for Maria Favela.
Yeah, and I think for Favela, I don't think the hopes have expired. You know, she's had a lot of time away from the cage, and I think coming in, she's got that first fight in Invicta under her belt now, and I think she's only going to gain a ton of experience from this.
And when I say hopes expire, I mean in winning this fight. That was a very good way to end this for Josie Storts. When we go into that third and final round, it was 19-19.
Definitely, and I think it just showcased, you know, the game plan that Storts had. Is she stuck to the game plan, she did what she needed to do, and she capitalized on those moments exactly when she needed to. That's what you got to do at this level. You have to capitalize on those moments, otherwise it's going to fall through the cracks.
The judges will tally their 10s and 9s, looking at Favela. I mean, she was aggressive, and she came back and rallied in round number 2, Julie, but that third round, the wrestling attack was just too much for her.
It really was. You know, it was that's where it took over. That's where maybe it was the altitude, the conditioning, or just, you know, really incorporating a stronger wrestling game.
The judges have rendered their decision. For it, we go to Joe Martinez.
As we go to the scorecards, and all three judges see it the same, 29-28. Your winner by unanimous decision and still undefeated from Kansas City, Josie Skull Crusher Storts.
The Skull Crusher getting it done via unanimous decision. Josie Storts victorious in her second appearance inside the